morning everyone. Myself Dr. Surbhi Singh from the Department of Physiology, Government Medical College, Bethiya. In the last class, we have already discussed about the properties of nerve fibers. And today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is degeneration and regeneration of peripheral nerve. So, when a nerve fiber is injured, the destructive and constructive changes occur, and along with the destructive or degenerative changes, the regeneration also starts as soon as possible. And the effect of injury to a nerve and the occurrence of regenerative changes will depend upon the degree and type of damage. So before knowing the degenerative as well as regenerative changes, we have to know the cause of injury, and the causes are transection or through and through cut of nerve, crushing of nerve fibers, local injection of toxic substances into the nerve, and ischemia due to obstruction of blood flow. The next is hyperpyrexia or increase in body temperature beyond 40.5 degree or 106 degree Fahrenheit. These are the degenerative changes which occur in a. So, the grading of nerve injury. Nerve injury has been classified according to Sunderland classification and Siddon classification. The Sunderland classification is according to severity of nerve injury, and according to this classification, the degree of injury has been divided into 5 types. The first is first degree injury, and it involves only transient loss of function, and it is caused due to mild pressure on the nerve, and the lost function of the nerve fibers returns within few hours to few weeks of the removal of causative pressure, since the axon is not destroyed in this type of injury. And according to Siddon classification, it is known as neuropraxia. In neuropraxia, there is only loss of function and there is no anatomical damage. The second one is second degree injury. The second degree injury is in the second degree injury, there is severe nerve damage with intact endoneural tube, and it is caused due to severe and prolonged pressure on the nerve, and the degenerative changes occurs following severe nerve damage, and the regeneration and restoration of the function of nerve occurs as the endoneural tube remains intact. And the second degree of nerve injury according to Siddon classification is also known as exontemasis. In this, the injury is up to axis cylinder only. Coming to third degree injury. The third degree injury, severe damage to the nerve fibers with interruption of endoneural tube occurs. The fourth degree injury involves severe damage to the nerve fibers associated with disorganization of nerve fasciculi. And the fifth degree injury involves complete transection, that is through and through cutting of nerve fibers. So according to Siddon classification, the third, fourth and fifth degree of injury are called neurotmesis, and neurotmesis is the injury of whole nerve up to the endoneural tube. So before going to stage of degeneration, we have to know about that what is degeneration. Degeneration refers to deterioration or impairment of pathological changes of an injured tissue. So stages of degeneration. The degeneration has been divided into mainly two types. That is, first is anterograde degeneration or Wallerian degeneration, and the second is retrograde degeneration. The Wallerian degeneration occurs in the part of axon distal to the site of injury, and it starts within a few hours of injury and continue for about 3 months. In this, the access cylinder becomes swollen and irregular in shape within few hours of injury. And the access cylinder breaks up into small fragments after a few days. And the neurofibrils within it break down into granular debris and seen in the space occupied by access cylinder. The myelin sheath shows slow disintegration which starts on 8th day and continues up to 32nd to 35th day. And the myelin sheath gets converted into fat droplets containing cholesterol esters. And the neurolemmal sheath gets usually unaffected. And the Schwann cells start multiplying rapidly, while the macrophages invade from outside and remove degenerating axon, myelin and cellular debris. Hence the neurolemmal tube becomes empty. The Schwann cell cytoplasm proliferates rapidly and fills up the empty neurolemmal tube. And the Schwann cells plays a very important role in the regeneration of nerve fibers. The second type of degeneration is retrograde degeneration. Retrograde degeneration, remember, retrograde degeneration occurs in the cell body in the axon proximal to the injury. And it starts within 48 hours and continue up to 15 to 20 days. While the Nissl granules undergo degeneration and dissolution by a process called as chromatolysis. The Golgi apparatus, mitochondria and neurofibrils gets fragmented and eventually disappear. The cell body draws in more fluid and becomes spherical, and the nucleus gets displaced to the periphery, that is towards the cell membrane. And the nucleus may be extruded out of the cell, in which case the neuron atrophies and finally disappear completely. Coming to stages of regeneration. So, what is regeneration? Regeneration refers to regrowth of lost or destroyed part of a tissue. And the stages of regeneration is that it starts within 4 days of injury but becomes more active after 30 days and may take several months to 1 year for complete recovery of a nerve. The factors affecting regeneration are: the chances of regeneration of a cut nerve are increased if the two cut ends are near each other and the gap does not exceed 3 mm and they remain in the same line. And the presence of neurolemma is must for regeneration to occur. Therefore, axons in the CNS once degenerated never regenerate, as these nerve fibers have no neurolemma. And the presence of nucleus in the neuron cell body is also must for regeneration to occur. If it is extruded, the neuron is atrophied and the regeneration does not occur. The following regenerative changes occurs. Anatomical regeneration. Changes in the axon. Stage of fiber formation. The access cylinder from the proximal cut end of the axon elongates and give out fibrils up to 100 in numbers in all the directions, and the fibrils move towards the distal cut end of the nerve fiber. The second stage is stage of entry of fibrils into the endoneural tube. In this stage, some of the fibrils enter the neurolamellar tube of distal end and form the axis cylinder. And the axonal fibrils that fail to enter one of the tube, they degenerate. It often happens that more than one of the fibril enters the same tube. Under these circumstances, the largest fibril survives and the rest other degenerate. The next stage is stage of active growth. In this stage, axonal fibril growing through the endoneural tube enlarges and contact with an appropriate peripheral end organ. And the new axon formed by this way is devoid of myelin sheath, the sheath covering the nerve fiber. So the process of regeneration up to this stage takes about 3 months. The next stage is stage of myelination. The myelin sheath is formed by Schwann cells slowly and the myelination is completed in 1 year. Now let us discuss about the changes in the cell body of neuron. In the neuron cell body, the Nissl granules followed by the Golgi apparatus appear in the cell body and the cell loses excess fluid and regains its normal size. The nucleus, which was previously sent to the periphery, will occupy the central position back. And these changes in some of the neurons start within 20 days of injury and are completed in 80 days. And the functional or physiological recovery occurs after a long period. So let us discuss about some of the clinical significance of degenerative and regenerative changes of nerve fibers. The first one is neuroma. During the regeneration of the nerve, if fibrils arising from proximal stump does not find any distal stump, that is, the gap between these two is too large, then the fibrils elongate and turn round and form a painful mass of nerve fibrils that are known as neuroma. The second one is very interesting, that is phantom limb. When the limb is amputated, a neuroma develops at the site which gives the unpleasant sensation of phantom limb. In this, the patient feels that the lost limb is still present. The next is tingle sign, a tingling sensation when percussion is made over the nerve is tingle sign. It indicates the beginning of regeneration of the nerve. The next is transneural degeneration. In this, the injured neuron can lead to degeneration in the other neuron it is connected to. The last is faulty connection. Sometimes you will see that the fibers do not enter the appropriate tube and thus there are faulty connections which results into functional complication, and these complication requires rehabilitation, and this complication also delays and minimizes the functional recovery. Thank you.